Yeah, so I think they will. I, sorry, I forgot to put the other one. If DG leaves, would they get a QB? I think they're looking to. uh, the answer is yes sooner. I mean, I think they will if DG decides to leave. They will definitely look in the portal for someone else. I think they're probably looking in the portal for depth, anyways. With who Oklahoma has lost from a quarterback, they've lost a couple of quarterbacks already. Um, so I think they're looking in the portal, but they might look for a couple of guys if that's the case. Um, need OL secondary help badly. I think they Oklahoma has addressed a ton of secondary help in this recruiting class. When you look at Makari Vickers, when you look at Peyton Bowen, when you look at Jacoby Johnson, when you're looking at Josiah Wagner, tons of guys that Oklahoma um, has has done a really good job at getting some talent in, and so the infusion of talent. And now you look at a couple of guys like a Woody Washington, does he come back? CJ Colvin, does he come back? Things like that. Um, yes, Salchuk is a track guy. In high school, he was. Um, I would say there's a better chance that he does not start at quarterback than he does next year. That's just my gut, at least for the entire year. I would lean towards the fact that he won't be here next year. Now he may very well be. That's just my lean right now. We'll see what happens. If he comes back, he'll absolutely be there in the competition with Jackson Arnold. But Jackson Arnold's at a different level than what DG is, even with the experience. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It might be one of those situations if he does come back where DG's the starter for the first portion of the year, and then it's by halfway through the season, Jackson Arnold kind of overtakes him. Small farm, thanks for being here. Proud of the effort tonight. Secondary is still concerning. We need to get bigger and better cover guys. Porous at times this year. We gave up too many plays. Yeah, and I think the secondary, the issues with the secondary is, partially on the defensive line as well. If you're able to get some pressure on the quarterback, then your secondary doesn't necessarily have to cover as long. So it's complementary from a defensive line to a secondary, but certainly agree um, with your premise here. Stutzman yet again with some nice tackles on running backs, but still cannot cover the middle, plain and simple. This was one of his better games, without a doubt. Let's see. Watching SEC games this year, big difference. OU needs to change before they get there. Is the Yep, you're absolutely right. And like I said, I think uh, just be patient for those that are wanting some guys on the defensive line. They've already addressed, quite a couple of situations with Jacob Lacey and Trace Ford. They're going to continue to go hot and heavy on the defensive line. Trust me. Let's see. Yeah, we saw some young kids play. Gentry Williams played a little bit on defense. There was a decent amount of young kids that got to play. Um, oh yeah, I'd mentioned I'd forgot the McCullough brothers. Deshaun is going to be he's kind of an edge cheetah guy, but Day's going to be he's a safety without a doubt. See, expect the defense to improve dramatically next season. Venables will make the improvements. Offensively, QB needs time to execute plays. Overall, I thought it was a good game against a good team. Thanks for the comments. Yeah, I think there's going to be dramatic improvement next year on the defense. I would, without a doubt, um, I would say Sooner Ford and Lacey. Definitely good gets. Um, Then we're supposed to get beat, and if not for a missed field goal and or an unfortunate fumble at the end. Yep, I agree, Tim. And so that's why you have to be very happy um, with the way Oklahoma played in this game is because they played a team that was incredibly talented and played them. You could even make the argument that they outplayed them for a majority of the game. Um, Yeah, I agree, and I think, like I said, it's part of what we're gonna see next year is just a big infusion of talent. Like I said, Oklahoma's got, 25 kids that they've signed, in the recruiting cycle, and then, you've got I think Oklahoma's got, what, 5 or 6 guys. I wouldn't be surprised to see them get somewhere between 20 to 22 overall portal players, really heavy defensive line. There's a couple of offensive linemen they're going after, especially if Sexton's injury ends up being, long a longer term injury, and then wide receivers, kind of depending on what Marvin Mims does. Marvin Mims goes, then certainly I think Oklahoma's going to be in the market for an experienced wide receiver. But I think defensive line and wide receiver probably along with offensive line. Those are the three position groups to be watching out for in terms of where Oklahoma is going to look at the biggest area from a portal perspective. They want good next year, and the excuse will be, oh well, the whole team. So much positivity in here tonight.